Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new moon in Taurus collective reading and energy update. Tonight, we're diving deep into the energy surrounding the new moon in Taurus on May 16th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is not just another new moon. This energy feels like a bridge, a transition point, a closing chapter mixed with the beginning of something entirely new, and many of you have probably already been feeling it. The exhaustion, the emotional purging, the sudden realizations, the feeling that certain people, situations, habits, or even entire versions of yourself no longer fit where your soul is trying to go. This new moon in Taurus is arriving after a very emotionally intense cycle, especially after the deep transformational energy we experienced through the Scorpio themes we've been navigating collectively. Scorpio energy forced us to confront truths. It exposed emotional wounds, control patterns, trauma bonds, power struggles, hidden fears, suppressed emotions, and shadow aspects many people have been avoiding for years. Scorpio asked, what needs to die so something healthier can finally live? And now Taurus enters the picture saying, okay, now that the truth has been exposed, what are you going to build from it? That is the energy of this new moon, because Taurus is not fast-moving energy. Taurus is intentional, practical, grounded, stable, protective, and yes, stubborn. But Taurus stubbornness isn't always negative. Sometimes stubbornness is the refusal to abandon yourself again. Sometimes stubbornness is finally choosing peace over chaos. Sometimes stubbornness is holding firm to your healing instead of returning to the things that destroyed you. This new moon is not asking you to rush. It's asking you to root, and there's a huge difference between the two. Many people right now are feeling pressure to have all the answers immediately, to know exactly where they're going, exactly who they're becoming, exactly what the future looks like. But Taurus energy doesn't work like that. Taurus teaches us that sustainable growth takes time. You cannot rush healing. You cannot force stability. You cannot spiritually bypass grief. And you cannot build a healthy foundation while standing on emotional quicksand. This new moon is deeply connected to themes of self-worth, security, finances, home life, relationships, emotional safety, physical health, and the nervous system. And collectively, many people are realizing just how dysregulated they truly are. Not because they're weak, but because survival mode became normal. For some people, chaos became familiar. Anxiety became routine. Overthinking became protection. People-pleasing became survival. Hyper-independence became armor. And Taurus energy is now asking, what would happen if you finally felt safe enough to soften? That question alone may trigger the shadow self, because the shadow self does not always appear as darkness or rage. Sometimes the shadow self appears as resistance to peace. Think about that. Some people have lived in emotional instability for so long that calmness feels suspicious. Love feels unsafe. Rest feels lazy. Receiving feels uncomfortable. Healthy communication feels foreign. This new moon may expose where people unconsciously sabotage stability because their nervous system was conditioned for survival instead of safety. And this is where the deep healing begins. Not surface level healing. Not positive vibes only healing, real healing. The kind that asks, why do I cling to what hurts me? Why do I fear slowing down? Why do I feel guilty resting? Why do I struggle receiving love? Why do I confuse intensity with connection? Taurus energy wants authenticity, not performance. And many people are entering a phase where they can no longer pretend they're okay when they're not. Emotionally, this new moon may feel quieter than Scorpio energy did, but quieter doesn't mean weaker. In fact, Taurus energy can be incredibly powerful because it forces us to sit with ourselves. There's nowhere to run under Taurus. No distractions, no emotional theatrics, no escaping into fantasy, no Jeffrey Epstein files, just truth, just reality, just the foundation you've built your life upon. And for some people, that realization may feel uncomfortable, especially if their foundation has been built on fear, scarcity, avoidance, control, or emotional suppression. This new moon may trigger fears surrounding money and stability. Many people could be reevaluating careers, relationships, living situations, or long-term goals. Some may realize that they've outgrown environments that once felt secure. Others may realize that they stayed somewhere out of fear and not love. Taurus energy can expose where comfort became complacency. And that's important because comfort and peace are not always the same thing. Sometimes people stay in unhealthy situations because they're familiar, not because they're healthy. This new moon asks, what are you settling for because it feels predictable? That's shadow work, and shadow work under Taurus can look like avoidance, procrastination, resistance to change, over-attachment, possessiveness, control issues, fear of loss, fear of instability, emotional shutdowns, escapism through food, spending, sleeping, or overworking. Taurus rules the physical world, so emotional stress during this time may manifest physically in the body. It can show up as fatigue, tension, headaches, digestive issues, nervous system exhaustion, sleep disturbances, body aches, especially for empaths and highly sensitive people. The body has been carrying emotional weight for months now, and this new moon may finally force many people to acknowledge what their body has been trying to say. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget, and healing now requires embodiment, not just spiritual awareness. Many people are awakening spiritually right now, but still abandoning themselves physically and emotionally. Taurus reminds us that spirituality is not about escaping the human experience, it's about grounding into it. This is why grounding practices during this new moon will be incredibly important. Take a step out into nature. Walk barefoot if you can. Have a salt bath. Stay hydrated, drink lots of water. Get some rest. Eat nourishing foods. Protect your energy and create stability within your environment. This is also a powerful time to clean and reset your home energetically, because Taurus energy is deeply connected to the home and the physical environment. Pay attention to what feels heavy in your space, what feels stagnant, what no longer aligns with who you're becoming. Your outer world often mirrors your inner world. Now, one thing that makes this new moon especially interesting is the energy building towards the upcoming full moon in Sagittarius, which is also carrying the amplified energy of a rare blue moon. And this changes things significantly because Taurus wants stability. Sagittarius wants expansion. Taurus will say, stay grounded, while Sagittarius is going to say, want to break free. Taurus focuses on the material. Sagittarius focuses on truth, philosophy, spirituality, and the higher understanding. So what we're moving through collectively is a massive energetic transition between survival and awakening. The new moon in Taurus plants the seed, but the full blue moon in Sagittarius reveals the bigger truth surrounding what that seed was actually meant to become. And blue moons tend to intensify everything, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. They accelerate timelines. They expose truth rapidly. They bring endings and revelations that can no longer be postponed. So while Taurus is encouraging slow, grounded beginnings right now, Sagittarius energy later may completely shift perspective. Some people may begin one path during this new moon, only to realize by the full blue moon that they're being redirected entirely. This is why flexibility will matter, because Taurus shadow energy can become extremely rigid. And during these periods of transformation, it will create so much more suffering if you stay in that rigid energy. The collective right now is learning how to surrender without losing themselves. That's the lesson. Not control, not force, not fear-based attachment. Trust. And trust is difficult when people have experienced betrayal, disappointment, abandonment, instability, or trauma. But this transition between Scorpio, Taurus, and Sagittarius energy is teaching something profound. You cannot manifest a peaceful life while remaining emotionally attached to chaos. Read that again. Many people say they want peace, but subconsciously they still chase emotional intensity. They still overgive, they still abandon their boundaries, they still tolerate disrespect, and they still ignore their intuition. This new moon may create very strong wake-up calls around self-worth, especially in relationships, because people may begin recognizing who drains them, who manipulates them, who only shows up when convenient, who benefits from their lack of boundaries. And Taurus energy does not like fake connections. Taurus craves loyalty, consistency, honesty, depth, and reliability. Surface level relationships may begin falling apart during this time. And honestly, some connections are ending because they were never really aligned to begin with. Not every relationship is meant to continue into your healed version of self. That can be painful but necessary. Now, spiritually, this new moon feels deeply connected to rebuilding identity. Many people are grieving versions of themselves right now. The person they used to be, the dreams they once had, the relationships they believed in, the life they thought they would have by now. And grief is a part of transformation. But Taurus reminds us, just because something ended does not mean your life is over. Sometimes endings are redirections. Sometimes what falls apart was blocking what was truly meant for you. And the Sagittarius blue moon later may bring the clarity surrounding why certain things had to collapse first. This entire energetic period feels like the death of an illusion, the rebuilding of self-worth, the reclaiming of personal power, and the creation of a more authentic life. But authenticity requires honesty, and honesty can feel uncomfortable before it feels freeing. Now, intuitively, I also feel many people may be experiencing heightened dreams, intuitive downloads, synchronicities, emotional flashbacks, and memories resurfacing. Pay attention to recurring themes, especially surrounding childhood wounds, abandonment, financial fears, self-worth, relationships, safety, trust, and the fear of starting over. Because Taurus energy often asks, what truly makes you feel secure? And for many people, they're realizing external things never truly created security in the first place. Not money, not relationships, not validations, not control. True stability begins internally, and that's the deeper healing taking place. This is why some people may feel emotionally detached from things they once desperately wanted. Not because they're giving up, but because they're evolving beyond old attachments. And honestly, that can feel lonely before it feels empowering, especially during this transition. Now, from now until the full blue moon in Sagittarius, I would encourage everyone to move slowly and intentionally. Do not rush decisions emotionally. Do not force outcomes. Do not cling to what is naturally trying to leave. Instead, ask yourself, what am I building right now? And does it align with the future version of myself I'm becoming? Because this new moon is planting energetic seeds. And what you feed now will grow. Feed fear, and fear expands. Feed healing, and healing expands. Feed resentment, and resentment expands. Feed self-worth, and self-worth expands. Taurus energy is fertile. Be mindful what you plant. And remember, healing is not linear. Some days you will feel strong, some days exhausted, some days inspired, some days emotionally overwhelmed. That does not mean you're failing. Transformation is messy before it becomes beautiful, especially when the shadow self is being confronted. And collectively, that is exactly what's happening. The masks are falling, the illusions are breaking, truth is surfacing, and people are beginning to understand that healing is not about becoming. It's about returning to who you were before the world taught you to abandon yourself. This new moon in Taurus is asking us to choose differently, to choose peace, to choose grounding, to choose authenticity, to choose boundaries, to choose self-respect, to choose slower, healthier, more intentional living. And by the time we reach the powerful full blue moon in Sagittarius, many people may barely recognize the version of themselves standing here today. Because this transition period is changing people deeply. Not just externally, but soul deep. Before we close, I want you to remember something important. Growth does not always feel exciting while it's happening. Sometimes growth feels like confusion, isolation, grief, fatigue, stillness, or uncertainty. But that does not mean nothing is happening. Some of the most important transformations occur in silence, just like seeds growing beneath the soil. And that is the energy of this Taurus new moon. Quiet transformation, rooted healing, and the beginning of a much larger spiritual awakening unfolding collectively. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. If this reading resonated with you, let me know in the comments below and what you've been feeling energetically lately. And as always, take care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically during this transition. There's a lot of unfolding right now, and that's happening collectively. Remember to protect your energy, ground yourself, trust your intuition, and don't be afraid to outgrow what no longer aligns with your soul. Before we go, don't forget to check out my Patreon, Apple Podcasts, and all my other social media links that are always below in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe because it truly helps support this channel. I love you all so much, and until next time, blessed be.